Welcome to Carol and Gary's See America tour. Hello again everyone. Well, as I said in our last video, parts from the slider were received in Little Rock and were scheduled to be installed on Monday, June 25th. This did happen as scheduled. But at the end of the day, Monday, Camping World still needed to rivet the new weather strips around the outside of the slider. They said that it would take about an hour if we could come back early Tuesday morning. So long story short, we ended up leaving Camping World about 5:30 Tuesday afternoon. We didn't arrive in Monroe, Louisiana until approximately 9:30 that night. On Wednesday, June 27th, Carol and I visited Duck Commander in West Monroe. Duck Commander is a company started by former LSU quarterback Phil Robertson. The Duck Commander television show aired on the Outdoor Channel between 2009 and 2010. In 2012, the show spun off as Duck Dynasty and moved to A&E, where it ran until 2017. The Robertson family and business were the subject of this show. Today, Robertson's third son, Willie, serves as the company's chief executive officer. Duck Commander is currently the best-selling duck call brand in the United States. In addition to duck calls, the store we visited sells t-shirts, hats, and duck hunting apparel, all made popular by the reality TV show. A sign on front of the building mentions tours, but the girl at the checkout said that this portion of the store has been sold and is temporarily closed while the new owner decides what to do with it. Because we are on a slightly compressed schedule this week, after Duck Commander, Carol and I visited the Coca-Cola Museum in Monroe. In the summer of 1894, Joe Biedenharm revolutionized the soft drink industry when he began bottling the popular soda fountain drink Coca-Cola in Vicksburg, Mississippi. He started out bottling just one bottle at a time, but as he improved the technique, was able to expand his operation into Texas and Louisiana. In 1913, he moved the manufacturing and bottling operation to Monroe, Louisiana. The Coca-Cola Museum opened in 2008 and showcases 2 exhibit rooms full of Coca-Cola memorabilia and historical items, including a collection of vintage signs and a Model T Coca-Cola delivery truck that is supposed to have been the first one ever used. The little cylinder on the left of the 32-ounce bottle in this picture is what a 32-ounce Coke bottle looks like when it goes into the bottling machine today. The cylinder expands to the shape and size we know when filled with Coke. Similarly, the little cylinder to the right of the 16-ounce bottle is what goes into the bottling machine today. The cylinder expands to the shape and size we know when filled with Coke. You could still buy an 8-ounce bottle of Coke for a nickel at the museum. Today is Thursday, June 28th. With the temperature expected to be 99 degrees today, Carol and I drove north approximately 10 miles to Black Bayou Lake National Wildlife Refuge. Black Bayou Lake is a 5,300-acre marshy preserve with alligators and birds. The lake portion of the preserve is approximately 1,600 acres. The first place that we parked had a flat, recently mowed trail leading into the woods. Walking down the trail approximately a mile, I found this snake. It was approximately 5 feet long. Not knowing if it was poisonous, I decided to leave it alone and return to the car where Carol had been waiting. In another part of the refuge, we found an elevated walkway leading to an observation area. Leaving the observation area, we saw cattails growing along the water. We also saw Spanish moss and numerous cypress knees like we had seen in Georgia in 2013. Here Carol and I have ventured off the trail and into the trees along the water. We saw a small alligator swim by. Today is Friday, June 29th. Carol and I decided to travel 50 miles northeast of Monroe today to visit an area called Poverty Point near Epes, Louisiana. Poverty Point is named after a nearby early 20th century plantation. The area is actually several earthworks and mounds built between 1650 and 700 BC. That's approximately 3,000 years ago. The 910-acre site, which is the largest and most complex earthworks and ceremonial site yet found in North America, is a registered national monument. Here is a rough map of the area that Carol and I visited today. The 6 rows of green semicircles are raised ridges on which it appears that huts were built based upon items found during limited archaeological digging. These ridges and mounds were built by hand. At this time in history there were no horses or carts. Workers loosened dirt with shells or stones used like hoes, then filled baskets or bags made from animal hides with soil and carried them to the construction site. Approximately 30 million 50-pound loads were used to build the earthen rings and the 2 large mounds at Poverty Point. The construction may have taken many generations to complete. Although these ridges are 3 feet high today, archaeologists agree that due to settling, they may have once been 5 feet high. The approximate diameter of the outer ring is 3/4 of a mile. Also on the grounds are several raised mounds. Mound A is located on the west side and is 72 feet tall. It appears to be shaped like a bird, measuring 710 feet east to west and 660 feet north to south. It contains an estimated 390,000 tons of dirt. Excavation and core samples indicate that Mound A was built in 3 distinct phases, but quickly, perhaps in 90 days. It is believed that this mound was used for some type of ceremonial purpose. At this time in history, the inhabitants would have been hunter-gatherers. They would have relied on hunting, fishing, and plant collection to supply their food. They gathered pecans, acorns, hickory nuts, persimmons, seeds of wild grass, and other wild plant food. Animals they ate included deer, rabbits, squirrels, raccoons, muskrats, ducks, geese, turkeys, turtles, catfish, and bass. But there were no rock formations in this area for making arrowheads, hoes, and so forth. Archaeologists believe that these people used the nearby waterways to establish trade with other areas. Minerals such as copper from as far away as the northern United States have been found. More than 8,000 flint arrowheads have been found at the site, even though there is no flint in this area. Flint would have to have been acquired from several hundred miles away. Quartz and sandstone, neither available in this area, have also been found at the site. Well, this wraps up our extremely warm first week in Louisiana. We will be packing up and driving south to Lafayette on Sunday. If you are watching this video and have not yet subscribed, please do so to be notified of future videos, and feel free to share with your friends. Thanks for watching.